Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today, and we are going to be talking about the Learning Assistant Program Management Tool. Before we started on that, I'd like to take a moment for introductions. So, my name is Ryan. I am a senior computer science student here at the University of Nebraska, and I am a senior leader in the Learning Assistant program that is the sponsor of this project.
And I'm Gracyn Green. I'm a junior computer science student, and I'm also a senior leader that is working with this project.
Cool. So a little bit of the outline for what's to come in this video. I will talk a little bit about the program, who we are and what we do. I'll then get into kind of what our goals with this project are, some foundations that we have, the work that's been done on it, and then a broad outline of how you can help to shape that vision. And then lastly, we'll touch on why this is going to be an awesome project. So a little bit about the program. I'm going to read the mission statement here because I think it encompasses what we do really well. Basically, the Learning Assistant program seeks to improve student experiences in first-year courses through timely and consistent training and support, helping to improve the instructor's interaction with students and learning assistants, and striving to promote diversity in computing. The big takeaway that I want you to get from this is that the Learning Assistant program is a program in the Computer Science and Engineering department to support students in first-year computing courses. Some of you may have interacted with the program if you've recently taken, or I guess in the past couple of years, taken CSE 155E or 156. You might recall working with an LA during their office hours to help draw out a program of some sorting algorithm, or maybe, talking about which courses you should be taking in an upcoming semester. So next, we'll let Gracyn talk about some of the goals.
Yeah, so long story short, it's difficult to manage 50 individuals across courses, and we want to be able to cut down on the administrative overhead of managing spreadsheets and documents that are all over the place. We also want to have a one-stop place for students to interact with the program and receive help, as being partially on several different platforms can be very overwhelming. These are the broad goals, so now let us focus on some of the concrete parts of the tools we want you to create.
Cool. And so we did have this project as part of a senior design project last year, and we had a fantastic team. They did a lot of work developing some of the groundwork and then some of the components as well. So I'll touch on those. The first thing that our developers did was kind of build out the structure of the site and a lot of the logistics. So they built out the landing page and its supporting foundations. That includes things like the login integration with the MyRed and the Duo and all of that good stuff. Some of the navigation menus, the office hour appointment requests, and integrating that with Slack. And then one of the major components that they built as a feature was the hiring system. So that hosts our Learning Assistant application, and it's an interface for us as senior leaders to track applicant statuses, manage, what emails that they've been sent and that sort of thing, kind of getting back to that point of reducing some of the administrative overhead. Excuse me. This slide is a screenshot of the admin homepage. So this is kind of a visual example of what was developed over the past year. You can see on the left-hand side is sort of the menu and navigation bar and the login integration. And now we can go ahead and talk about some of the features and systems that you get to design from the beginning.
So the problem right now is that we're trying to manage both student evaluations and LA evaluations without a really efficient way to keep track of all of them. This can cause a delay in getting feedback to the LAs on how well they're helping students and what they can improve upon. The solution we believe will help with this issue is having an internal evaluation tool that will manage all of our evaluations in one place. We would like this to also include some statistics about the evaluations as well. With these evaluations, we want to be able to find patterns in data and produce different reports. So now we're going to show you the different wireframes that we created to have the different evaluations. So this first one here is just to create a different evaluation. We want to be able to edit them, modify the questions, delete questions if necessary. And then we also want to be able to have options for all of the different questions if we want to customize it or have it the different areas that we usually have the evaluations over, so like promptness, helpfulness, approachability, and that sort of stuff. And then we want to be able to say, oh, is this evaluation, is this for learning assistants, course leaders, senior leaders, etc. We want to be able to specify that on the forms as well, to be able to send it out to all of the people that are needing to fill out the evaluations. And then this is just a view that we want to be able to see who all has completed it, what's their scores, any flags that might have happened, if they're a CL and LA, whatnot, to be able to just have a view of everything. And then we also would like to have something that we can go into all of the different evaluations individually and see how like a specific person, what they scored. So that leads us into the next thing, the calendar system, which we currently do not have, which is part of the problem. This would be very good to have so that we can manage all of the different schedules that the LAs have regarding their jobs and their responsibilities, to meet with their senior leaders, their course leaders, between all of the different meetings that they have with students as well. To have one place to keep track of everything will make it more efficient, and for not only on the administrative side of things, but it will also make it better for the LAs themselves, so that they have one place to look for everything. And so this is something that would be very, very nice to have. So on the calendar system for the student side, it will be very useful for them, as they currently don't have a good graphic or visual representation of all of the different LA office hours for their course. And as Canvas doesn't have that functionality, so this would be a way for them to easily see all of the different hours that they have available to them, and will hopefully make them want to come to the office hours more, and help them see, oh, maybe I'm free at this time, and then, oh, there's an LA free at this time, I can get some help, stuff like that. And it'll be hopefully better for them as well as for administrative stuff as well. So this is a prototype view of what we are intending the calendar system to look. So we want to be able to have a calendar for them to visually see when their meetings are and when they have things scheduled, as well as a list view of all of the different meetings they have, so that they have both kind of views.
Here's a couple reasons why we think you should consider joining our project. First off, freedom of development. We get that you want to be creating while you're in senior design, and we're excited to have something that you can get started on right away. All of the admin stuff, such as the login and how the deployment works, that was built out last year. So this is ready to roll. You can get started, you can get coding, and you can make something awesome. That kind of leads into the second point, is building new features from scratch with a solid conceptual design. Again, a lot of the framework is built out, but these new features, we just have wireframes, and we're very excited to see how you take those images and really create something on your own. Another thing that I think is super cool about this project is that you're going to be directly affecting other students within the department. So you will probably have other students that take some of these introductory computer science courses, and they're going to ask about, oh, this LA prompt tool that we use for office hours and those sort of things. You get to tell them, like, hey man, like, I made that. That is pretty cool to me. And then as far as an experience side goes, this project is pretty full stack. As you can see, we need front-end work. We have some back-end stuff to do, data analysis and data management. We've got the database for kind of holding all of that data. And so all of those different areas are places that you could dip your fingers into. Another nice bonus is that we do have an accessible support system of familiar faces. So because this project is it's put on by the CSE department, that's going to be where the sponsors come from. So you get to work with faculty, you get to work with the program and the CSE system support team. They're awesome. And probably the last thing, and most importantly, is that this project is from developers to developers. So Gracyn and I, we're both sponsors for this project, and we understand what it's like to develop. We're computer science majors, and so it's really exciting for us to kind of sit on the other side of that coin and be the sponsor side. But we also understand, as developers, when you guys are, bringing thoughts back to us, we understand what you're saying, and we know how to help you out in that situation and let you do your thing. And so That said, I really hope that you consider joining our project for this upcoming year of senior design. If you do have questions or comments, feel free to email us at learningassistance@csc.unl.edu. Check out the webpage. You can also go tool around a little bit with LA Prompt. You can go to csclap.unl.edu. There's a sign-in page. You can just use your regular Canvas credentials and kind of explore that and check it out. Thanks so much.